Hello, what's up, guys? Welcome to our channel Think Beyond the Brain. Today, we are going to continue with our water pollution. Now, as we all know, in this day to day busy life, because of our needs, because of whatever we want, like clothes, anything clothes, bed, for a better lifestyle, all this, then furniture, and these all things which we want in our life now are causing in pollution. As in industries, they are making the smoke is coming, air pollution. We are throwing bags in the water, water pollution, in the soil pollution. There is a lot of noise pollution. So we are talking about all this pollutions over here. We are talking about how to prevent them, how are the causes of them, and how in what forms they come. So in the last videos we have talked about air pollution and water pollution, but we have not completed the chapter. We have not completed the water pollution. So today we will complete with water pollution, and today we are going to learn about water pollution. Then, what are the effects of water pollution? The most common types of water pollution, and what can you do to prevent water pollution? So, before starting, like our video, share our video, and subscribe our channel, and tap the bell icon for the future videos notification. And watch the video till the end. So, we will now start. So in the last videos, we have learned about what is water pollution, what are the causes of water pollution, categories of water pollution. And if you want to know about these things, that video's link is in the description. And the others which today we are going to learn is the most common types of water contamination, what are the effects of water pollution, and what you can do to prevent water pollution. So the most common types of water contamination. Agriculture. Now, in this process of agriculture, as we all need food, and because we need food, whatever we grow on the land, whenever rain, something we throw on the land, something fertilizers, this all is there on the land. When the rain comes, this all the cow dumps, these all comes with water and connects to rivers, streams, and then it connects to other lake and other seas, then other ocean. Like this, it passes through and then it becomes danger for the animals living in it. Not only is the agriculture sector the biggest consumer of global freshwater resources with farming and livestock production, using about 70% of the earth's surface water supplies, but it's also a serious water polluter. Around the world, agriculture is the leading cause of water degradation. Agriculture pollution is the top source of contamination in rivers and streams, the second biggest source in wetlands, and the third main source in lakes. It's also a major contributor of contamination to estuaries and groundwater. Every time it rains, fertilizers, pesticides, and animal waste from the grounds viruses into our waterways. Nutrient pollution caused by excess nitrogen and phosphorus in water or air is the number one threat to water pollution, water quality worldwide, and can cause algal blooms, a toxic soup of blue-green algae that can be harmful to people and wildlife. Now, as we put fertilizers, pesticides, these all to the plants to grow them properly. So when the rain happens, these all goes in the water and becomes a great problem. We all know nitrogen and phosphorus also sometimes are used in fertilizers and pesticides in the farms, which are also not good in water. And these all things can be combined and make and cause algal blooms, and this is a toxic soup like thin blue green algae that can be harmful for not only wildlife or for us also. Sewage water and wastewater. Used water is wastewater. It comes from our sinks, showers, and toilets. Think sewage. And from commercial, industrial, and agriculture activities, think metals, solvents, and toxic sludge. The term also includes stormwater runoff, which occurs when rainfall carries road salts, oils, grease, chemicals, and debris from impermeable surface into a waterways. More than 80% of water of world's wastewater flows back into the environment without being treated or reused. Wastewater treatment facilities process about 34 billion gallons of water per day. These facilities reduce the amount of pollutants such as pathogens, phosphorus, and nitrogen in sewage, as well as heavy metals and toxic chemicals in industrial waste. Before discharging the treated waters back into waterways, that's when all goes well. But according to EPA estimates, our nation's aging and easily overwhelmed sewage treatment systems also release more than 850 billion gallons of untreated wastewater each year. Now, as we all bath, as we all go to washroom, so these all whatever we do, then we wash our utensils. So whatever that wastewater comes, that all is going into sewage, and in because of that sewage, many people, whoever built the sewage, many people just dump all the thing in the sewage directly into the seas, directly into the oceans, and we don't see it as the water is a universal solvent and sometimes it deposits in it. So we doesn't think that nothing will be here, but there are thousands of dirty things in it as because of this thing. Then comes oil pollution. Now oil pollution, we all know that oil oil cannot dissolve in water. Oil cannot also mix with water, ghost doesn't in it. Oil just floats upon the water, so which is not good for animals, as oil, if oil stuck, if oil is stick to their body, then no water can touch them easily. As oil, as we will touch the oil will stick to our body, that skin, it will make a layer on our skin, and if we will put it in the water, our hand will be hardly there in water. It we will not feel also a lot in it wet. So that's why it's a big problem for animals over there. Big spills may dominate headlines, but consumers account for the vast majority of oil pollution in our seas, including oil and gasoline that drips from millions of cars and trucks every day. Moreover, nearly half of the estimated 1 million tons of oil that makes its way into marine environments each year comes not from tanker spills but from land based sources such as factories, farms, and cities. At sea, tanker spills account for about 10% of oil in waters around the world, while regular operations of the shipping industry through both legal and illegal discharges contribute about one third. Oil is also naturally released from under the ocean floor through fractures known as seeps. The oil not only is gone from ourselves, there, as we all know, oil we found underground, and because we found underground below the sea, sometimes something happens because of some earthquakes. If the ground, some holes are over there, oil finds its way and come out. Radioactive substances. Now, this radioactive, from this word only we can understand nuclear. As this radioactive things, substances can cause deal many damage to not ourselves from outside, from inside ourselves, as it can harm ourselves mentally and physically also. It radioactive substances are like uranium, which will deal a lot of damage like nuclear things, and because of this radioactive waste, our brain can also be damaged a lot. Radioactive waste is any pollution that emits radiation beyond what is naturally released by the environment. It's generated by uranium mining, nuclear power plants, and the production and testing of military weapons. as well as by universities and hospitals that use radioactive materials for research and medicine. Radioactive waste can persist in the environment for thousands of years, making disposal a major challenge. Accidentally released or improperly disposed of contaminants threaten groundwater, surface water, and marine resources. Now, we have talked about what are the common types of water contaminants. Now, we will talk about what are the effects of water pollution. Now, because we all know water pollution is a harmful thing, as we know sometimes like because of water pollution, marine animals cannot live. So then, what are more effects of water pollution? Water pollution can also affect on human health. To put it bluntly, water pollution kills. In fact, it caused 1.8 billion deaths in 2015. According to a study published in the Lancet, contaminated water can also make you ill. Every year, unsafe water sickens about 1 billion people, and low income communities are disproportionately at risk because their homes are often closer to the most polluting industries. As a people which are not a lot, they don't get a lot of money, which are poor, they have to live at these places where there are sewages, and they fall ill very fastly as they are living to contaminated water polluted water. Waterborne pathogens in the form of disease causing bacteria and viruses from human and animal waste are a major cause of illness. From contaminated drinking water, diseases spread by unsafe water include cholera, diarrhea, and typhoid. Even in wealthy nations, accidental or illegal releases from sewage treatment facilities as well as runoff from farms and urban areas contribute harmful pathogens to waterways. Thousands of people across the world are sickened every year by diseases. Now, as we are, if anyone drinks polluted water, contaminated water, then it falls ill easily as the bacteria, the germs are having a direct entry. They are getting a direct entry into our body. So it is not good for our health. And because of this only, many thousands of people across the world are sickened every year by just diseases. Then the water pollution also causes on the environment nearby where we are living. In order to thrive, healthy ecosystems rely on a complex web of animals, plants, bacteria, and fungi, all of which interact directly or indirectly with each other. Harm to any of these organisms can create a chain effect, imperiling entire aquatic environments. When water pollution causes an algal bloom in a lake or marine environment, the proliferation of newly introduced nutrients stimulates environment, plant and algae growth, which in turn reduces oxygen levels in the water. This dearth of oxygen, known as eutrophication, suffocates plants and animals and can create dead zones where waters are essentially devoid of life. In certain cases, these harmful algal blooms can also produce neurotoxins that affect wildlife and whales to sea turtles. Now, as I told, algal blooms. Now remove they can also remove sometimes some toxins, neurotoxins, which can affect not only wildlife, also to us. And that zone of water becomes a dead zone. No one can enter that place. What can you do to prevent water pollution? Now, we all know that how water pollution is caused, how water pollution can be stopped, how water pollution is done, what are the effects, what happens to the environment and ourselves, to marine animals. So we have to prevent it. But how? Many people will say that it is done by big companies, big things, many people involved in it. How we can prevent it? There is power in our actions and in our talk. It's easy to TSK, the oil company with a leaking tanker. But we are all accountable to some degree for today's water pollution problem. Fortunately, there are some simple ways you can prevent water contamination or at least limit your contribution to it. We can reduce our plastic consumption and reuse or recycle plastic when we can. As whenever sometimes we have to not always use the plastic, but in some cases, if plastic is important now, so if we are going out and we don't have a bag, and at that time we have taken plastic bag, so we have to always reuse and recycle it. Properly dispose of chemical cleaners, oils, and non biodegradable items to keep them from ending up down the drain. We have to not throw that plastic and these all on the road, as when rain comes, they can go into seewages and become hard for ourselves. We have to get a proper disposal of them. We have to throw them in dustbin, and from the dustbin, they have to become and a proper disposal, not to drain in water. Maintain your car so it doesn't leak oil, antifreeze, or coolant. Now, you have to maintain a car or anything which we have like bike and car, so that it doesn't leak soil which cannot end up in drains. If you have a yard, consider landscaping that reduces runoff and avoiding applying pesticides and herbicides. We have to see about our yard not using pesticides and herbicides that can be harmful not only for the water, also for plants and ourselves. And if you have pup, be sure to pick its poop, as it is not good, it will just drain into water. Then we can also say people, we can use our voice to say people to prevent to tell from companies to prevent to stop draining the sewage directly in waters. One of the most effective ways to stand up for our waters is to speak out in support of the Clean Water Rule, which clarifies the Clean Water Act scope and protects the drinking water of 1 in 3 people. Tell the federal government and your local elected officials that you support the Clean Water Rule. Also learn how you and those around you can get involved in the policy making process. Our public waterways serve every human. We should all have a say in how they are protected. So today we have learned about what is the common types of water pollution, as now we are getting full information. We have all got with full information about water pollution, what is, what are the causes, what is the common contamination, then how we can prevent it and what are the effects. Make sure that you never try to do to put things in drainage, then never tell people to do, and if you can see anyone doing that, stop them and tell them why you are stopping them, as they will understand about it, and they can tell many other people also. We have to not only see other people that they are doing like this, okay, we have to also stand for our water. So today we have learned about water pollution. In our next videos, we will come with more interesting topics, and we will complete this pollution chapter, as there are soil pollution and the noise pollution also. Thank you for watching our video till the end. Please like our video, share our video, and subscribe our channel and tap the bell icon for the future videos notification. And thank you for watching our video till the end. Bye bye.